You know what they say? It takes a match to make a match. So, another Dino Fury review. I'm Mega Man NG, and I welcome you guys to another Power Rangers Dino Fury episode review. Today we're going to talk about episode 13 of season 1, The Matchmaker. Yeah, it came yesterday, thanks to our glorious friends in the United Kingdom for it. And I also give shoutouts to my friend Michael, as well as Deca Broken on Twitter. Because honestly, if it weren't for him, I wouldn't even be reviewing these shows to begin with. Anyway, I'll provide a synopsis as well as some of the details. There's plenty to talk about. Let us begin. Izzy continues her work as a coach trainer. Javi, however, sees Izzy and Adrian together, so he decides to set up a double date, along with himself and Fran. But that date goes unexpectedly wrong thanks to Slyther and Mucus. Adrian gets captured and the double date becomes a double dud. So now the Rangers have their work cut out for them, and Izzy to fix, or rather Javi, to fix a big mess he made. Yeah, I messed that up in the synopsis, but anyway, can he be able to set things right with his sis? And can the Rangers save Adrian from Slyther and Mucus? As I said, new episode, new review. Shoutouts to my friend Michael, as well as Deca Broken on Twitter, and our buddies in the glorious UK, since, well, they're releasing Dino Fury episodes early. I'd rather not want to wait till Nickelodeon, because, yeah, I checked the Ranger Wiki, and those episodes are going to come in October, so I'd rather get them done now. Last week was an Izzy-focused episode. This one is Javi's, and I still can't even get his name right. And boy, this guy really screwed the pooch. The plot has Javi working if Izzy has... Or rather, the plot has Javi wondering if Izzy has a crush on Adrian and tries to set up a double date, but it becomes a double dud when Adrian is kidnapped by Slyther and used as a means to get more Sporix. To say that Izzy would take it well is an understatement. Believe me, when she found out, she was mad. Speaking of which, Javi's a klutz. Don't get me wrong, he does care for his sister. The problem is that sometimes his good intentions can lead to major consequences. In fact, his actions ultimately caused this whole mess to begin with. Ugh, come on, man, you gotta do better than this. Oh yeah, speaking of which, the monster of the week that was in last time's episode, Fogshell, he makes his return, and sadly, despite his efforts, he gets beat. To be fair, he had help from Slyther in order to outwit the Rangers on more than one occasion. Sadly, Slyther gets what's coming to him thanks to a plan set up by the Rangers. And yeah, that was actually pretty crafty. Really crafty, having them in disguise to get Adrian out of the way, that was cool. We also see the return of the Dimetro Blazing Zord, and that helps send Fogshell packing. Oh, I remember mentioning last time that Void Knight did not make an appearance. Well, Void Knight's back. But upon seeing Slyther screw up Royal, he doesn't take it well. I find it hilarious, truly. But here's the thing about this. What surprised me is that later on, after all that, he heads to his chamber, and guess what? We actually see Void Knight unmasks himself. Yeah, that's a shock. I never thought that a bad guy like Void Knight would be human. Or maybe he could be an alien. But it's actually nice to see Void Knight under the mask. Because I always thought that like Void Knight was an evil ranger or an evil alien or something. But seeing him like that, it's actually interesting. I'm more curious about him and his motivations for saving his lover. Whatever the case, it's about to get interesting. Oh, and I mentioned this way back in the beginning, but Void Knight is portrayed by Jared Turner. But since now we finally get to see him under the mask, I can say that Jared Turner does a fantastic job. He does a good job as Void Knight. And that scene right there, having his emotions change, really shows. Oh yeah, and as for the ending, it turned out that Izzy wasn't interested in Adrian at all. Rather, sure, Javi did apologize to Izzy, but man, the guy screwed up Royal. He also apologized to Adrian, but it's then that they learn who Izzy really has feelings for. Fran. I'm serious right there, and that just took me way by surprise. Yep, Izzy is confirmed to be LGBTQ. Sorry, I don't want to mess this up. But yeah, Izzy is confirmed LGBTQ and is the second Ranger to be that. But she's also the first Ranger to be LGBTQ in the main series. The first was not in the main series, but rather it was Trini in the 2017 Power Rangers movie. Nice that it's getting some neat representation. And it's done with an awesome character like Izzy. I actually start to like her, and that's what makes it really grand. Overall, this episode was great. It was a very solid episode. Sure, it was Javi focused, but man, the guy screwed up. He did set things right, but here's my word of advice for you, my friend. Do not in any way, shape, or form anger Izzy. Ever. You do not want to deal with someone like her. Especially since she's your sibling, dude. Shocking moments aside, this was a very good episode. I really did enjoy it. My final verdict is a 9 out of 10, and I highly recommend it, if you do get the chance to watch it come October. I do want to say, if you're wondering why that there are more Dino Fury reviews, is because, like I said, UK is starting to release them before the US does, and that just gives me a reason to just review the show and get it done. So if you see more of these reviews, that's why. Plus, it just gives me a good excuse to get them all in, so that way I don't have to wait. I don't have Nickelodeon, but to anyone who does, I feel kind of bad. But at least these reviews more than make up for it. You don't have to watch these. I recommend you watch the episode and then you watch my review. Makes it a lot easier. That's it for this episode review. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. It means a lot. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. I'll be seeing you guys next time. This is Mega Man NG signing off. Peace out. Ryu, so cool!